This is Mark Bell from Super Training Gym. Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. We got Noah Ohlsen coming into Super Training Gym along with Ashley Beaver. And yes, it is her real name. And there we have Charlie Zamora. And I'm here doing this with my boy, Silent Mike.
What's happening, guys? Yes, these are CrossFitters, or CrossFittians.
CrossFittians.
I don't know why, but they're stronger than all of you, so I don't know why you're so angry.
Yeah, they're going to come in for a little workout, a little bit of squatting, a little bit of deadlifting. Me and Charlie embracing each other there, as you can see.
Co-owner of Caffeine and Kilos, also owner of Warrior Z.
He's also
Gym.
really tall. Why is he so tall?
I don't know. He's jacked. He's tan.
He is.
He's tall.
Handsome son of a bitch. It's great having different athletes come check out the gym, come visit the gym. And it's just great to work with different people. Gives me different perspective and helps me become a more betterist coach.
Here's Mark paying Noah Ohlsen $50 for the slingshot hip circle shot.
It's actually $75.
Whoa, that's an expensive promo right there.
We're here with world-class fitnesser.
Something like that.
Noah Ohlsen. He said that he's never picked up 500 pounds before on any lift in any way, shape, or form. And
Anywhere.
hopefully he gets it done here today at Super Training. Let's see what happens.
That's the plan. Run me through the game. I mean, I would do what I would do, but I'd rather...
Deadlifts, a sumo deadlift, Mark was putting them through just because it's something, even though I think it's one of the top 5 CrossFit exercises or whatever, they typically do a high pull. So a sumo deadlift is a great exercise to build for any athlete, build up their hips, build up the glutes.
Yeah, a lot of these guys don't do a ton of regular sumo deadlifting, so just taking Noah through the ringer here, trying to get him accustomed to this lift. He's only done it a couple other times before, I believe. You can see we have him on a slight deficit to start. I like to do that with people just to kind of teach them where their hips are, so I'll play around with some different little tricks. It's also a good way to kind of warm up and stretch out, even though it's just a 1-inch mat. It actually ends up making a pretty big difference.
Yeah, you make the range of motion a little bit bigger, make your body, hips, knees all go a little bit longer.
We have Ashley Hey Now Beaver going here.
Hey now.
Hey now. You got to throw the hey now in there because Beaver. I mean, you can't get past it.
Leave it to the bees.
You can't get past that Beaver.
Both of these guys are top level national and
Look
obviously
at those
local.
pipes on Beaver.
I know, she's so jacked.
God damn, she's jacked.
Yeah, top level, nationally, ranked if there was ranked or whatever, but they're very competitive in their sport, and they're also both very strong in weightlifting and powerlifting.
Yeah, Ashley's also in the grid league.
Yeah.
And here's our boy, Zamora.
Charlie's a maniac if you guys have ever met him. He's just
High intensity, fired up.
and he's just into it all, man. One of his goals was to complete a weightlifting and powerlifting competition nationally. So he qualified for the USAPL Nationals, went and competed, and the American Open, which is like the equivalent to weightlifting. And I believe he did the same qualifiers in the same weekend, a Saturday, Sunday. Like, the guy's just a maniac. He loves iron, so it's always cool to hang out with Charlie.
And what's the most important thing about Charlie Zamora?
Either Caffeine and Kilos or his wife.
His wife. Yeah, Misha Zamora is super hot, and that's the only reason why we even communicate with Charlie, actually.
That's the only reason he's allowed in the door.
Yeah, it's because sometimes he's nice enough to bring his wife with him.
Who's also very jacked and does powerlifting.
She's very strong as well. Yeah, she competed at USAPL Nationals, too, I believe.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she sure did.
Deuce's Gym. Shout out to Deuce's in Venice Beach.
Oh,
That's where he got
yeah.
his tan on. Deuces is what we do in the toilet, and it's also a great gym in Venice.
I thought Noah Ohlsen would have his dog with him. His dog is all over Instagram, so I thought his dog would just be toting around with him everywhere.
I think his dog has more followers than me.
He probably has a lot. So just getting these guys warmed up on the sumo deadlift. Sumo deadlift, a couple things you're trying to do is you're trying to force the knees out, trying to get your knees out to where your feet are or out to where your ankles are. If you can't do that, then you might have to move your stance inward a little bit and drive the knees out a little further. And you're also just trying to get a flat back, trying to get the hips to be lower than the shoulders, and you're not really asking to do too much more than that.
What do you do with your broke back?
You bring it up the mountain, and you say that you're going fishing, but you don't really go fishing.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Bang some guy in the butt.
A lot of you want to be powerlifting gurus.
Just stay warm.
A lot of you powerlifting gurus may talk about how high hip they're pulling right now and that it's a stiff leg. But the truth is very few athletes, powerlifters, crossfitters, weightlifters, anyone can get into the position of a very low hip, wide stance sumo. Either it's going to be mobility or just how you're built. So pulling with a high hip, or what seems to be a high hip, isn't that big of a deal. It's going to be most optimal for them. What we need more is hips below your shoulders, and then also your arms directly on top, if not just in front of the barbell. That's going to place you in an optimal position to pull, and also to activate the hams so you don't just jerk on the bar.
Yeah, you need the majority of your body weight to be behind the bar. And you also, if you squat down anywhere near parallel or below parallel while trying to perform a sumo deadlift, is extremely uncomfortable. And you'll have so much weight back behind the bar that you'll kind of be off balance and you won't have anywhere to really generate any sort of strength or force from.
If you're fully behind the bar, just think about it. You cannot pull the bar straight up. You could only pull the bar or roll it backwards, and that's not our goal here. Our goal is to lift it.
And also, you want to try to refine your technique over a period of time. You're not going to get it in one day. It's going to take you some time. So just try to keep practicing. Try to find someone on the YouTubes that looks similar to you. That's why we crank out a lot of these videos. We try to use different athletes. We have different coaches, different people giving you different points of view. Try to find someone who's a similar body type and try to mimic what they're doing, especially if they're successful at it.
Especially like Mark said, your technique's never going to be done or complete. It's never 100%. The book never ends. You're always going to be tweaking. Maybe your stance in, maybe stance out, maybe toes in, toes out, activating your lats a little bit better. But something's always changing. There's always something that should be on your mind in terms of sets, reps, and weights that you want to accomplish, and also something in terms of technique that you want to accomplish for that workout or work on.
It's always cool to work with CrossFitters because they can just kind of keep going. They're just always ready for the next set. They're in really good shape, and it's really easy to keep them going through the workout. See, Noah is already picking up the forms pretty quickly.
I think in a little bit you take away the deficit, so they start to handle some heavier weights. Like you said, this is just a great way to warm up for anybody, just to get them aware of their hips and also that longer range of motion.
Charlie is probably about 6'3", and we get asked the question all the time: how do you lift when you're tall?
You don't. You just retire.
Yeah, you go back to collecting stamps or Power Rangers, whatever it is that you like to do. In the case of being a taller athlete. It doesn't require anything all that much different than anybody else. Mobility and your height at the same time, being an issue, could be a little bit more problematic than someone who's shorter or something like that. But other than that, there's not too many factors that are really all that limiting. A taller athlete a lot of times is going to have larger hands.
Hey now.
Yeah, hey now. And a lot of times going to be able to deadlift a little bit more because of that. The grip strength will be a little bit improved. The levers will be a little bit better when it comes to deadlifting, actually, by having longer arms. Sometimes you run into a little bit of an issue in the case of the squat. But really, there's no excuses to be weak. So you just have to keep training. You got to keep practicing. You got to keep working on it. And for some people, a deadlift may come natural to them. A bench press may come natural to them, or a squat. For others, it may take you years to develop strength in a specific movement. Just keep working on it. Stop crying.
It's very hard to be natural in super training, but we're all trying to do our best.
Natty.
Like Mark said, it more depends on your levers, kind of how long your arms are, how long your waist is, or your torso, and then how long your femurs are. There's plenty of deadlifters that are over 6 feet that are awesome. There's plenty of squatters that are over 6 feet and awesome. Sometimes it may be a little bit more challenging, but you can check back on videos on Mark's channel with our boy Casey. Casey's about 6'3". Our boy Fat Dan, he's about 6'5". They both squat and move very well. And also our boy Brandon Campbell moves great, and he's well above 6'2".
Yeah, good strong pull there by Ashley. Ashley is not a great deadlifter, but that was about a 295-pound pull right there for her. So that was a good effort. Again, with the taller athletes, it's just something you have to keep repetitively going through the ranges of motion, and there's really no real magic trick to it. But one trick that you could try to do is to simply gain weight, because taller athletes going to need to have a little bit more weight underneath them in order to be able to move some weight. And that's exactly what Charlie has done over the years. He's just gotten a little bit bigger, and that's helping him move more weight.
I know every comment in this whole damn thing is going to be more Beaver, more Beaver, more Beaver. Once we put a female on the video, we can't get rid of it. So here it is, guys. Here's her phone number, 279-422, hashtag 217, extension 219, and you'll get a hold of Beaver.
You get a hold of Beaver? Hey, now. think we actually added a little bit more weight to that one, maybe a little up over 300 pounds. A little bit hard to tell, but yeah, she did a great job on this day. And the things we're looking for is to have the back flat and just to try to maintain that back position throughout the entire range of motion.
Because they're CrossFitters and they have so many talents and skills that they have to work on at the same time, we're not looking for perfect form kind of when they come in and work with us. Basically, all we're trying to do is get them a little bit stronger, grind against some weight, which is what he's doing right now.
Buddy.
I think it's a PR, yeah?
Yeah, 500, I think, 505.
Yeah, most times he's ever pulled 5 or so, which is awesome. The point is just to get them a little bit of confidence, get them a little bit stronger, get them grinding against some weight because they're often just moving quick and focusing on different things.
Now we have him hammering out some squats. I'm not sure of Noah's placing last year at the CrossFit Games.
I think he was top 10.
Yeah, he's a high-level athlete, and he has been for several years now. He's somebody that's always improving, and one area that he needs to kind of improve upon is just his strength. He's kind of a smaller CrossFit athlete compared to some of the guys that are winning. I think most of the guys that win are 200 plus or 195 pounds plus. And Noah is probably about 180 or 175 or so.
I'd say about 170.
Yeah, so he's a little bit smaller of an athlete. He's got to work on his strength a little bit more.
Beaver may be the opposite. Beaver's jacked. She's tan. She has a gymnastics background, which helps her sometimes, but I think her endurance holds her back a little bit here and there.
Yeah. Here he goes, squatting about 365. I had to kind of slow him down a little bit. He tends to really drop at the bottom, and he just kind of he's very mobile. And he just kind of turns to mush sometimes at the bottom, so we were trying to have him keep a little bit more of a deliberate pace. But as we went up in weight, it just got a little bit more challenging for him to kind of keep the pace I was looking for.
On both the squat and the bench, descending quickly is not a bad idea, but descending so you lose tightness or control often is a bad idea. Mark's bouncing around.
Yeah, and accelerating, towards the hole and then returning the weight up fast is a decent way. Jesus Christ. Decent way to try to lift the most amount of weight, but it may not be the best way to get stronger all the time. So, whoa, damn.
Hose down.
Those are some good biceps. Trying to tell me this guy doesn't do some curls? Good Lord. You got him going up in weight a little bit here.
I think he was feeling good, so we decided to creep him closer and closer towards a PR for today.
That's about 425 right there.
Oh, he's feeling good. He's jamming out. It's probably Rick Ross on the radio.
I don't know.
I've never seen Mark so happy. That's weird.
Can you throw that in there, Moneymaker Mike? You got the tools for that? Yeah.
Here's the PR, I believe.
Whoa.
Fairly fast, too.
Yeah,
Oh, Filipino Thunder getting creepy back there. What's he doing?
Does he go up again? That was pretty. Oh, shit.
Shake it to the left if you're having a good time. Shake it to the right.
I don't know what was going on with that dance. He's trying to do some math.
Because we don't know what the hell's on the
The
bar.
robot pants isn't here, so we couldn't figure it out.
So now Mark's teaching him how to get up, to stand up WWE style with the
I think I was
ninja
trying
kick.
to teach him how to take off those damn sleeves. Strength is never a weakness, and that is it from Super Training Gym.